Handshake taken care of. We're ready for match 2, Bo, and the Entremont coming off a big win.
A very emotional Bryan Goebel is actually a little choked up by that piece, Chris. I saw a little tear in his eye, and he has to wipe that away because Dave D'Entremont is thinking about winning the second game after he started with a powerful 259 in the first game. Here we go.
And the big man almost went over the line, too. What good balance. These are good athletes. Don't ever forget it.
And part of that good balance comes, Chris, with his hips and his shoulders directly over his knees. You can't have those shoulders too far forward or you won't be able to maintain quality balance and leverage. Now, Bryan Goebel.
Sneaking up to the line. Such a quiet bowling shot, but how effective. Whew.
Well, he's made one of the biggest improvements of any player I've seen out here in the tours. He's bowled out here for almost 10 years now, and Bryan Goebel used to loft the ball way out over the line, top the ball, and now he rolls the ball very smoothly when it's necessary, and he keeps his hand directly under the ball for good direction and leverage. His physical conditioning is never questioned. He wasn't privy to information that we were privy of earlier, Chris, is that we know this left-hand lane hooks a couple of boards more. He throws the same shot he rolled on lane 4, drifts high, leaves the 4-pin, the 2 just slides around it. He made a good shot, has to make an adjustment, either in speed, loft, or a little move on the left on the approach.
The careers of these two pros sort of paralleling. 23 years for Goebel, 22 for Entremont. And there he is, Fred Janik, president of Brunswick Indoor Recreation Group. Really a long-time student and expert on bowling.
Boy, and he loves the game.
Mm-hmm. Strike up, second frame, D'Entremont. With that, a 10-pin lead for D'Entremont.
We showed you the oil pattern on the lanes, and Dave D'Entremont and Bryan Goebel played the shot a little bit differently than, say, a straighter type player like our tournament leader Dave Arnold. They look for the swing area where they know that ball will come back to the lane. Now they'll start way over in the left. They'll look for a target right in here, come with a shot right in here, and look for the big swing and hook area on a lane instead of the hold or pull area.
Three-bagger. Remember, he opened with 6 in a row in his victory over Justin Romick. Now with a spare up, shooting in the 3rd, Bryan Goebel. He won in Tucson this year, March 1st. 8th title. In fact, he's won 3 Tucson Open titles.
Hits light and just splatters the pins on lane 4. Now the key for him to staying in this match, because we know that you need strikes, and all the players do in the arena setting, is to make a slight adjustment. See him looking down at the approach, carefully setting himself, putting that hand in the ball is automatic. Now just make a good shot, stay in the match.
All right, a 4-bagger, or rather, correction, double, and 3 for D'Entremont. There they are, the Goebel family. Swing it. On the campus of Harper College, with an enrollment of 22,000, serving 33 communities, liberal arts to nursing. We're in the Phys Ed Center. Beautiful arena. This Harper College has the largest training center in Illinois for sign language. All right, D'Entremont, way to the left of center, nearly touching the ball return. 3 in a row, 4th frame. It bent all right, but 10-pin on the right lane, and D'Entremont nods to the applause of the crowd here. Remember, he shot a .259 with 10 strikes in the first. Quickly now, cross lane, 10-pin. He has it, and Nelson Burton Jr. has Justin.
Thank you, Chris. Justin Romek, a solid first game, 246. However, you don't get extended play today. Kind of what's the lane condition out there, and you expect the solid scores to hold up?
Well, I think it's going to be high scores all day, and I want to thank Brunswick for having one of the best tournaments I ever had, and I just know it's pretty fun to make the arena finals for change.
Well, you're a solid player. You've won a U.S. Open, and we're going to have a new champion out there. Good luck.
D'Entremont, his fourth strike in 5 frames, 99 through the fourth. And Bryan Goebel, a 6-footer, 165 pounds, good all-around athlete in high school. Got a double up, 5th frame. Trailing Boning 9, in other words, can take a 1-pin lead. That's his story, and here's Nelson Burton again.
Thank you, Chris. Danny, you're going in the next match, and you're one of the few players I know out here who still charts the lanes. He marks down what he thinks about the lanes, and what's your story on this pair? I'm sure you've checked them out.
Yeah, as accordions to the last time, the left lane's hooking more. Same thing in Grand Rapids, same pair of lanes. You know, I've remembered that, and they're totally playing different for me. Looks like these guys also, they're playing different. So, you know, I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but we'll figure it out.
He's got a great record, Chris, and he'll be in the next match. Back to you.
A 10. That's for Bryan Goebel. So now we are all even. Figures, doesn't it, with 1 pin standing. The opponent. All right. We're in our second match. If you just joined us, it is the Brunswick World Tournament of Champions. $60,000 today to the winner, $33,000 to the runner-up. In our second game, D'Entremont winning the first 259, 246 for Justin Romek. All right. That double gives him a 10-pin lead. Leadership among the professional bowlers. Let's take a look at it, Nelson.
Bob Warren Jr., $180,000, buoyed a lot by that $100,000 bonus he received at the flagship tournament. And here's our averages through the years as high scores all year long. 223. Houston just gets him in the top 5. Deadeye going at a record pace. The old record set by Albee at 226 last year. Now, D'Entremont ahead by 10, can make it 20.
And he certainly does. The colorful antics of the 1996 Brunswick World Tournament of Champions honoree, Carmen Salvino, has now spread over 5 decades. There he is, and watch.
I've been hearing that bowlers are not athletes, and I'm sick and tired of hearing it. I've been watching that Dick Vitale all winter long talking about his PTPers in basketball. Well, I want to see some of those 7-footers do this. Put their palms up. Let's see how tough they are, those wimps.
Those 2 all-beef patties.
Thomas, 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 and Thomas. I'll connect you.
That special sauce.
Thomas and Sons.
McDonald's Big Mac.
The Thomases.
A little bit naughty.
Tom's.
A whole lot of wonderful. Go on. Give in.
Hi, Judy. Any calls?
Things will pick up after lunch.
Have you had your break today?
62-year-old Carmen Salvino, native of Chicago. He is the tournament honoree, Hall of Famer everywhere. He and his wife, Jenny, have been just wonderful friends, Bo, to both of us.
You're right, Chris. A great bowler. I had a chance to compete against him, and he's really the first man out here who really put physical conditioning and training into professional bowling, and all these young players have followed behind with his example. Now, Bryan Goebel, 7th frame, spare up, trails by 20. His opponent, Dave D'Entremont.
Our statistician today, Butch Soper, of course, a champion, and thus was in the field for this event, and finished 29th. Got a check to go on his 2-week vacation. He'll be nice to Dawn, his wife, with all that money.
I think he's building new swimming pool parts.
Yes.
You need it in Havasu.
Important double for Bryan Goebel.
Especially in a strike fest like this, you have to remind your opponent that you're still there. You're still there. Now, D'Entremont has only missed 3 times today, all on this right-hand lane, all ringing 10s.
At 4-pin, we've seen a few today.
Well, D'Entremont just gets a little charged up and actually gets too much on the ball. You ask how the top pros, they're only going at about 80% power, Chris, and he jumped at about 90 and it went high.
All right. Analysis, Nelson Burton Jr., 22nd year. How about that?
Time flies.
When you're having fun.
You bet. Now the situation for D'Entremont, he has a possible 258, Goebel a possible 259. This second game is all up for grabs.
Dancing off the deck.
Now for Bryan Goebel, he sat and watched this match trailing all the time. As he steps up here in the 9th frame with 4 consecutive strikes, he could shut out D'Entremont. As unbelievable as it may seem, he can shoot 259. The best D'Entremont can shoot is 258, but he must have them all.
No scouts. And he's from Shawnee, Kansas. He needed that.
Well, the match is not over. D'Entremont going at a 238 pace. A spare and 3 strikes for Goebel would put him at 238 as his wife looks on. The young lady, computer analyst Kelly, she knows the score.
Very busy back home with a new house. Many of our viewers know that takes work.
D'Entremont knows the score. Bryan Goebel knows the score. D'Entremont just checking out the rack, always thinking he has 2 re-racks. He's checking it out on lane 4. He knows that Goebel needs 3 strikes to make him throw a double. 10th frame.
Another 10.
Wow, it's hard to even think they're losers today, Chris, as you see Justin Romack put all the balls in the pocket, ends up with a, quote, mediocre 246, but not enough for D'Entremont. So far, Bryan Goebel bowled a solid game. He has 3 10-pins and a 4-pin, and basically all that D'Entremont will have to do is mark. It's a carry contest.
In conjunction with this tournament, there's an official charity, as it has been, the Children's Benefit Fund of Chicago. Brunswick today is donating $15 for every pin knocked down during our telecast, and going to this charity, which provides special needs services to children who are the victims of abuse, neglect, or abandonment.
Chris, at the rate they're going, around 250 average, that'll come out to about 30,000 bucks. Not so bad. That strike by Bryan Goebel, a solid 227 game, forces Dave D'Entremont to get a mark of any type. Strike on the first ball, it's a win. A spare is a win. Don't get protective. You always have to attack.
Well, this year has been one of those years when I keep saying I've seen it all.
Well, Chris, 3 pounds, 6 and 7 ounce pins. The head pin just gets a little bit of the 10, and it knocks it over as Dave the Internet wins his second match. Wife Sylvia is happy. The opponent will be your buddy Danny Wiseman in the semifinal.
All right, friends. There's